to start this off, to get ourselves warmed up, our blood pumping, and our muscles all warmed and primed for our workout, we're going to start with the jump rope, and we're going to do 5 minutes of jump roping. If you catch your foot, if you stop for any reason, that's okay. Just keep going for the rest of the 5 minutes if you can. All right? So 5 minutes starting now. So the equipment we're going to be using today is we're going to be doing body calisthenics, and we're just going to need some open space on the wall for that. We're going to be doing resistance bands, so find a body length resistance band that works for you. We're going to be doing medicine ball resistance training. We're going to be doing, obviously my jump roping needs some work, but we're going to be using a medicine ball as well, weighted plates, dumbbells, and barbells. There we go. Even with catching my feet and stopping, this is a great warm-up. We're trying to warm up the muscles and really get our heart pumping. Oh goodness. So the main type of exercises to count how many reps we're going to do, we're going to be doing muscular endurance, hypertrophy, and strength training. So we're going to be doing some holds. So those are going to last about 30 seconds. And then we're going to be doing around 6 to 12 reps for every following exercise. Just a bit there. Whew. With hypertrophy, we get about a minute rest after each exercise. So the exercises are going to be slow and controlled movements. We're trying to really focus on having good posture and technique when we do these, and really make sure that we're feeling the burn in the correct muscles. All right? All right. Almost there. Oh goodness. Right now, this is called our general warm-up. We're going to get in more specific stretching after this. Whew. Yeah, I'm getting tired. We got about a minute left. So. If you want my advice, keep a water and sweat rag nearby. We are, in fact, going to be working up a sweat. I'm already sweating. Under 30 seconds. Here we go. All right. Good job, everybody. Okay. Now we're going to get into our more specific warm-up. I'm going to be using the length of my driveway as my measure for some of these, and some of them I'm just going to count out, all right? So if you have about a driveway length space, I'd suggest going there right now. What we're going to start with are knee hugs. These are going to stretch your hamstrings. So walking knee hugs, you're going to walk, pull your knee. Take a step and pull your knee. All right? So I'm going to do that from the top of my driveway down and back, all right? So here we go. Walking hamstring stretch. Pull your knee up. Do the other. Do the other. When you pull that knee up, really focus on trying to pull up farther than you're comfortable with. Obviously keep your balance, but really feel that stretch. All right. Now we're going to do leg swings. So find something to balance yourself with. I'm just going to use my car. And this is going to stretch your quads, your rectus femoris, and your hamstrings. And you're going to take one of your legs. I suggest your inside leg, and you're going to kick straight forward, kick straight back, kick straight forward and back. All right. We're going to do 10 on each leg. All right. So ready, set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, switch legs. Ready, set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, very nice. All right, now we're going to do a walking quad stretch. So a walking quad stretch is going to be, instead of pulling your knee up, you're going to pull your foot back and keep the knee you're pulling right beside your other knee. So don't pull it all the way back here. Try to keep it still facing down. I'm going to go the length of my driveway again and then come back up. All right. So your distance about 10 yards. All right. So about 10 yards down, 10 yards back. All right. Here we go. Walking quad stretch. You're going to feel this in your rectus femoris. You're going to get a really good stretch out of this. Make sure you squeeze when you pull that leg back, all right? And going back. If you need, stick that other arm out. It'll help you balance, okay? Think about like grabbing the back of a chair, except there's no chair there. All right, nice job. So now we're going to do a lunge with a rotation. So this, you're going to do a wide lunge, all right? Twist, lunge, twist, all right? This is going to stretch your erector spinae, so bottom back muscles. It's going to stretch your hips when you sink down into that long lunge. This is going to keep stretching your quads. Yeah. So again, I'm going to go the length of my driveway, down and up, all right? So about 10 yards. Here we go. So down, twist. Down, twist. Try to keep those hips facing forward and just twist your upper body, okay? All right. And going back. All right, nice job, nice. All right, now we're going to do inchworms. So inchworms are going to stretch your deltoids. They're going to stretch your pectorals. All right, and because you're keeping your legs straight, they're also going to stretch your hamstrings back here. Okay, so I'm just going to do these right here. No walking required. Just do them right here. We're going to do 10 of these. What you're going to do is you stand with your feet slightly apart. You're going to go down with straight legs. You're going to walk yourself out right there. Walk yourself back up. And that's 1. So we're going to do 10 of those, okay? All right. Inchworms. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. It's getting hot. 7. Almost there. 8. 9. Last one. And 10. All right. Very good. Whew. Now we're going to do shoulder rolls. So we're just going to be rolling our shoulders backwards and then forwards, all right? So no walking necessary. We're going to roll backwards 10 times. We're going to roll forward 10 times. This is going to stretch those deltoids, and it's going to work all the muscles back here that pull on them, all right? So it's going to be working your deltoids, and it's going to be working your trapezius, all right? That's what we're trying to stretch right now. So 10 forward, 10 backwards. Here we go. Shoulder rolls. Squeeze those scapula. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Last one. We are going to thread the needle. That is going to stretch your trapezius, your latissimus dorsi, your deltoids, and your erector spinae. That's a lot. I'm going to show you why. So you're going to go down on your hands and knees. Your thread the needle. I'm going to start with my left side. You're going to lift up, thread through. Lift up and thread through. All right? We're going to do 6 on each side, okay? All right, here we go. So I'm going to start with my right hand down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, nice job. Now we can jump into our workout. Now we're going to do body calisthenics. We're just going to be using your body weight to be able to do these exercises. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a wall and you. So what we're going to start with is wall sits. We're going to be doing normal wall sits at first. We're going to do each of these for 30 seconds and then get a minute rest. So for regular wall sits, your legs are going to be about hip or shoulder width apart. You're going to sit back 90 degrees. Do not put your hands on your thighs or knees. Put them straight out and just hold right there. And we're going to hold that for 30 seconds, okay? And then we'll get a minute rest and move and do it again with our other variation, okay? All right. So get ready to do your wall sit. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. There we go. Almost there. Doing good. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right. We get a minute rest, and then we begin our next one. So our next one is going to be a narrow stance wall sit. So your feet are going to be very close together. Same thing, except now you're very narrow stance. So this is going to work a lot more on the outside of those quadriceps, and you're going to be using more of your hip adductors to bring yourself in. So the common mistakes when doing this is sitting too high or too low. You want to be at a straight 90 degrees. You don't want to sit too high like this or too low all the way down here. Another big thing is putting your hands on your thighs. You're taking away from that exercise. You want to fully brace pushing yourself against the wall. We have about 10 seconds. So our last thing is your feet are too far out, too far narrow. But this time, because we're purposefully doing it narrow, it works. All right, so we got 5 seconds, 30 seconds of a narrow wall sit, all right? Ready, set, and go. There we go, doing good. All right, nice. All right, minute rest, and then we start our last one. Our last one is going to be single leg wall sits. So single leg wall sits, you're going to pick a leg, you're going to sit, and you're going to stick the other one out, all right? So because these ones are more difficult, we're still going to do it for a total of 30 seconds, but at 15-second mark, we're going to switch which leg is down, all right? So the muscles that we're using when we're doing this is our rectus femoris, so our quads. We're using our gluteus maximus, so your backside, and we're using our hamstrings, so the back of your legs. We're working a lot of legs. We're building strength, we're building muscular endurance, and we're building stability, because you also have to engage your core to be able to do this, all right? We have about 15 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. I'm going to start with my right leg. All right, ready, set, and go. All right, 3, 2, 1, and switch legs. All right, 15 more seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1, and stand. All right, nice job. Still just using our body weight. We're gonna keep on this wall, and now we're gonna start doing handstands. So whenever you're doing a handstand, your hands want to be about shoulder width apart, so they're right under your shoulders. And then you want to, whenever you bring yourself up, you don't just want to kick up. You want to walk yourself up, at least for the first one we're going to be doing. So the first one we're going to be doing is called a 90-degree hold. You're going to place your hands down, and you're going to hold yourself at 90 degrees. So you'll be 90 degrees. All right? Make sure you don't overextend your back, so really arch to try and keep yourself straight. Engage that core and keep your body in a straight line. All right? And don't just lock out your elbows. Try and keep control. All right? So we're going to do 30 seconds of our 90-degree hold, and then we'll get a minute break, and we'll move on to our next one. All right? So 30 seconds. Here we go. So get in your position so you can hold 90 degrees. Ready, set, and go. Make sure you're looking at the floor. All right, and drop down safely, of course. All right, now we get a minute break, and then we're going to do normal handstands. So normal handstands, you're going to kick yourself up, you're going to hold yourself upside down, hands shoulder width apart, legs straight up, point your toes to the ceiling. Common mistakes when doing this, like I said, is curving your back. Don't curve your back, engage your core, and hold yourself upside down. Not looking to the floor, so you want to look at the floor. That way you keep your body in a straight line. And your hands are too far apart. If your hands are too wide, you're just going to be either slipping down or in a really uncomfortable position, okay? So you're going to kick up and hold for 30 seconds in a normal handstand, okay? All right, so we got about 5 seconds. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And 1. All right. Now we get another minute break, and then we move on to our last variation. Our last variation is going to be narrow hold. So we're going to be working a lot of the deltoids. We're working the trapezius. We're working the triceps brachii. So everything up and right here, especially when we put our arms closer together, we're going to be using a lot of those deltoids. All right? And we're using our rectus abdominis, so our abs, to really stabilize our core. The benefits of this is we're building muscular strength in all the muscles I've just named, and we're building endurance. We're also primarily building stability to be able to hold yourself like that, all right? For a period, really keep yourself stable. So we have about 10 seconds, and then we're going to kick up, narrow hold, so your hands are going to be closer together, not shoulder width, but instead right around where your ears would be on either side of your head, all right? So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. and 1. All right, nice job. Starting with our band, we're going to start with our squats. So what you're going to do is you're going to step on them, take it around the back of your head so it sits on your neck like a back with a bar squat. So from the side, it'll be right there. You're going to put it so it's good resistance for you. All right. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with heel elevated squats. So you're going to need weighted plates or something or if you want to use a book or something that will securely elevate your heel, feel free. So you'll be elevated like that, not too much. And what you're going to do is you're going to point your toe, your legs, your feet are going to be planted about shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointed out, and you're going to squat and back up. All right? And we're going to do that 8 times with a 1-minute rest in between. All right? So starting with our heel elevated squats, make sure you don't lift your heels any more than they are. Don't round your back. Engage that core. All right? So 8 reps. Here we go. Ready, set, and banded squats with elevated heels. 8 reps. Here we go. 1, 2. Reach that full range of motion. 3, 4. Here we go. 5, 6. 2 more. 7, 8. All right. So now you can move those weight plates out of the way. We're not going to need them because we're going to be doing regular squats. All right. So regular squats, feet still in the band, same place, same setup, except now your heels are on the floor. This is going to create more range of motion because now you still have to sit down in the same place, except now your heels aren't elevated to meet you part of the way. So you have to focus on keeping your heels down and still reach that same range of motion with the resistance band, okay? So common mistakes are letting your knees either go in or go too far out, okay? They need to go right over the top of your toes, which is why you point them slightly out. 2, you're arching your back way too much, so you're squatting and sticking your butt out. You want to engage that core, all right? So when you squat, you have a flat back, all right? Another common mistake is having too strong of a band. And in this case, since we are, in fact, not using heel elevated, heels. Don't let them raise, okay? So same position, except now don't raise your heels. So we got 5 seconds. Get your band back on. All right, 3, 2, 8 reps. Ready, set, and go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, engage that core. 5, 6, here we go. 7, last one, and 8. All right, now, so take your band, take it off your neck, because now we're going to be doing front loaded. So this time, instead of sticking it around your neck, you're going to find the same width, same comfortable width, all right? Except now, you're going to sit the band, and you're going to hold it with your arms on a shelf, all right? This is gonna try and pull you more forward. You need to focus on sitting back on those heels and up, all right? So the muscles we're working out on these are our gluteus maximuses, all right? We're also working our quadriceps, so our rectus femoris, all right? We're also working our hip adductors and abductors, all right? We're also working our hamstrings and our core. Really engage that core, those abdominals. So the benefits of these are improved stability, balance, and we're strengthening the push on those legs, all right? So we have 10 seconds. All right, here we go. So
sorry, I didn't understand
5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 8 reps, here we go. All right, so that was 2, 3, 4, really sit back. 5, 6, 7, keep reaching the full range of motion. 8. All right, careful taking your band off. Good job. Now we're going to do banded pull-aparts. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a pronated grip, so palms facing down, hands curled around, and you're going to pull them apart. You can either keep the band that you just used or find one that's easier or harder depending on what you want. Your hands are going to be about shoulder width apart, and you're going to pull out so you're about parallel with your shoulders. All right? So we're going to do 8 of those at a 1-minute rest, and then we're going to begin the next ones. Important thing is don't lock out your elbows right now, and make sure that when you pull all the way apart, don't pull behind yourself. So here we go. 8 reps, 1-minute rest, and go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, now we get a 1-minute rest. So the next one we're going to do is bent over pull-aparts. This is going to change where you're targeting. It's going to start targeting more in the upper back. So you're going to bend over, knees slightly bent. You're going to keep the same hand position, but now you're pulling apart like this. It's going to get a lot more of those upper deltoids into this exercise. So the most common mistakes when doing this is rounding the shoulders, so coming forward. Make sure that you squeeze your scapula before you start going and doing this. The next one is using too much momentum, so bringing it out and then not controlling it back in, just letting it snap together. Another thing is using too strong of a band and losing your posture. So we have about 10 seconds. Again, for the posture on this one, knees slightly bent over, hands shoulder width apart, and then pull apart. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, 8 reps, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, we get another minute rest, and this time we're going to switch our grip entirely. We can stand up, and this time we're going to use our supinated grip. So same thing, don't lock out the elbows, knees slightly bent, shoulder width apart, and you're going to pull apart. This is going to get the lower part of your shoulders, all right? So the muscles primarily used in this are the trapezius, so back here on your neck, the rear deltoids, and you're going to also be engaging your rotator cuffs. So all the shoulder muscles in there, you're going to start engaging. This is really good for building up your strength and your control in your shoulders. All right? So we got about 15 seconds. So 8 reps. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, nice job. Now we're going to move on to using our medicine ball. We're going to start with some Russian twists to work our lower body and core. So what we're going to do is you're going to sit and you're going to lean back and lift your legs to keep them parallel to the ground. You're going to have your ball and you're going to tap on each side. We're going to count each tap as 1, and we're going to do 12 total taps. After that, we're going to have a 1-minute break, and then we're going to get into our next exercise. Whenever you do this, don't throw the ball at the ground, and don't try to round your back. Try to keep a straight back when you're sitting, all right? So 12 taps, and then we get a minute rest. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, that was our 12, so now we get a minute break. So now we get a minute break. Our next one is going to be a V-sit Russian twist. So this time, instead of having our legs here, we're going to have them straight up. So you're going to have to really engage that core more. We're going to still be doing 12 taps, but we're going to be in the V-sit. So common mistakes when doing this are, like I said, rounding your back. Try to engage that core and have a straight back. Another one is using too much weight. So don't use a medicine ball that's too heavy for you. Personally, I'm using a lighter weight. I'm using 10 pounds, nothing too heavy, just more complicated movements. Rushing the movement, don't rush. Stay in control of the ball the whole time. And failing to engage your core. This is very much a core exercise along with lower body and controlling where your legs are. So we've got about 10 seconds. We're going to do another 12 and then get another minute rest, okay? So 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Very good. Now we get another minute rest. And now if we get into our last one, bicycle Russian twist. So now it's going to be a combination of our V-sit and our 90-degree hold. So this time you're going to start here like a bicycle and you're going to switch. All right? So the muscles mainly used when doing these twists are your obliques. So over here, you're using your rectus abdominis, so that six-pack. You're using your hip flexors because you're moving side to side. You're moving your legs up and down. And we're also using our rectus femoris, so our quadriceps. The benefits of using these is you're going to improve your core strength, you're going to improve your stability, and you're going to improve the power of your obliques. Let's see. We've got about 10 seconds. So 12 reps, same as usual. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 2. 12. Still using the medicine ball. Now we're going to jump into doing our upper body. So we're going to start with push-ups. We're going to start with basic push-ups, and we're just going to touch our chest to your ball. So just like a normal push-up, your hands are going to be placed shoulder width apart. You're going to touch your chest down to the ball and then go back up. Biggest thing, don't let your elbows flare out and keep your body in a straight line, okay? We're going to do 6 of them, get a minute rest, and then we'll jump into the next one, okay? So 6 push-ups, touch your chest to the ball. Here we go. Ready, set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Minute rest. So next we're going to get into knee down staggered push-ups. So knee down staggered push-ups, you're going to start with one hand on the ball. You're going to have your knees down, and you're going to push down, push up. Switch, push down, push up. We're going to do 8 total, so you have 4 on each arm. All right? And then we're going to jump into our next one. But the biggest mistakes when doing these is failing to maintain a straight body, like I said. Another one is your hand placement. It's either too wide or it's too narrow, or when you're on the ball, you're shaking too much and you slip off. Really stabilize that wrist, go down, go up, all right? Another big thing is flaring your elbows. When your elbows go up, you start taking away from the muscles you're trying to work, which is your pectorals and all your other chest and back muscles involved. So we're going to start with our knee down. We're going to do 4 on each side, like I said. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, now we get another minute rest. So now we're gonna do essentially the same thing, but now your knees are gonna be up off the floor. So this is gonna create more muscle engagement throughout this entire exercise. And the muscles that we are using are, like I said, the pectoralis major. We're using the deltoids, so a lot of our shoulders to maintain our body position. We're using our triceps and our biceps brachii. We're using everything in our arms to be able to stabilize us, and we're engaging our core, so our rectus abdominis, to maintain that straight body line. This is really good for improving your balance and improving your coordination to be able to balance on top of that ball and be able to move it over. We're improving our upper body strength as a whole. So we have about 10 seconds. We're going to do the same thing. So four for each side, so 8 total. All right, here we go. Right, set, and go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, nice job. Now we're going to start using our weighted plates. We're going to start off with our lower body, and we're going to be doing glute bridges. We're going to be doing a lot of glutes today. So what you're going to do with your glute bridge with your weighted plate, you're going to put your heels specifically on the floor, lift your toes up. That way all your weight's on your heels. You're going to push your hips up by squeezing your core and glutes up and down. And with the weighted plate, you're going to hold it on specifically right over your hips, up and down. All right, we're going to be doing 12 of those on a 1-minute rest period. And in between, I'll explain more common mistakes, and I will go over our next exercise, okay? So let's get started with our first 12 regular glute bridges, just like I showed. Feet up, don't let your knees go out. Squeeze that core and push your hips until you are level, all right? So hold it on there. 3, 2, 1, 12 reps. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here we go. 10, 11, and 12. All right. Now we get our minute rest, and we're going to go into single leg glute bridges. Instead of doing 12, we're going to be doing 8 per leg this time. So we're going to be doing 16 total, if you want to think about it that way. Common mistakes whenever doing glute bridges is hyperextending, so pushing the hips too far until you look like a rainbow. Another one is pushing through the toes, which is why I said lift your toes off the ground. That way you push primarily through your heels and really activate those hamstrings and really get into those glutes and lower back and really engage that core. That's another mistake. Don't engage the core and you're never going to feel it through the back, all right? Another one is not squeezing your glutes at the top. Really squeeze those muscles, all right? You really want to squeeze. So for single leg glute bridge, what you're going to do is you're going to have one leg up, weight still on you. I'm using 10 pounds, all right? You're going to push until you're level again, and then lower down. And that leg can stay right there, all right? So we have 5 seconds. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, switch legs. 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Squeeze at the top. 8. And very nice. All right. Now we get a minute rest. And we're going to grab a bench, okay? So let's grab our bench. All right. There's our bench. So we're going to be doing elevated glute bridges. We're going to go back to both legs down. 12 reps of these, okay? So same thing. Put all your weight on your heels. Scoot back until you have a 90 degree, all right? Push up, lower. Push up, lower, all right? So the muscles primarily worked whenever you're doing these are the gluteus maximus, so the buttocks, and the hamstrings, all the way back here on the back of your legs. And we're also using the transverse abdominals, so abdominis, because we are squeezing our core to really feel it through the back, all right? Benefits are strengthening, of course, the backs of our legs, improving core stability, so this is going to help just have more stability and back alignment and better posture. This is going to strengthen those muscles that keep you standing straight, all right? So here we go. We're going to get started with our weight in 5 seconds, all right? So ready? 12 of them. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze at the top. 6, 7, 8. Control that down. Remember, don't hyperextend. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. So right now you're going to need your bench along with your weight plates still. Now you're going to take your bench from your elevated glute bridges and you're going to be able to sit on it, okay? So we're going to be doing shoulder press. So we're going to start with one of our 10-pound weights that at least I was using 10 pounds. And we're going to start, and you're going to have it in front of you, 90 degrees, right here. And you're going to push up and control it back down. Push up and control it back down. Don't let your elbows go out. Don't let it drop forward. And don't bend your back in any way, okay? Sit up straight, push, come back down the level, all right? All right, so we're going to be doing seated single plate overhead press. We're going to be doing 8 of those at a 1-minute rest, and then we're going to move on to another one, all right? So grab your single plate. We're going to start with our first 8, all right? So take your seat, plant yourself. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Now you might be thinking that was a bit light. We get our 1-minute rest. Now you might be thinking that was a bit light. But now we're going to make it a bit more difficult. But first, common mistakes is the incorrect stance. So when we do start standing, people tend to lock their knees out. Do not lock your knees. Don't even lock your knees now. Secondly, engage your core. Many don't engage their core. Engage your core and hold yourself straight, okay? Another one is excessive back arching. That's not engaging your core. Engaging your core is tucking is tucking your pelvis, all right? Another is letting your elbows flare out. Like I was saying, don't let your elbows flare out. Make them stay in. Go up, come down. So we're going to be using our neutral grip, so hands facing each other, all right? So we got about 15 seconds. This time, to make it more difficult, instead of having one plate securely stabilize us, we're going to be using 2 plates. So stick your fingers through the holes. You're going to be gripping them. You're going to be neutral, push up, and that's 1, all right? So this one's more difficult because it's more unstable, all right? So we got about 5 seconds, all right? So 8 of them and a 1-minute rest. All right, 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, very good. Now you can move your bench out of the way. We still get that 1-minute rest, all right? So 1-minute rest. Now what we're going to be doing is we're going to unstabilize it even more. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be standing. So really squeeze that core. Like I said, don't lock out those knees. Have your plates same position and push up, all right? So in this one, we're working a lot of the deltoids. We're working the triceps and biceps for stabilization, all right? We're working the trapezius, so right here, and we're also working our pectorals, so our pectoralis major, all right? So when we do this, it is improving our upper body strength, and it is improving our core stability, and that is what we're going for, improved core and strength, all right? So we got about 10 seconds. When you do this, remember, don't let your elbows flare, stay in control, all right? And don't kip up, don't give yourself momentum, all right? So we got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 8 of them, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, very nice. Now we're going to be using our dumbbells. We're going to start off with deadlifts. So a deadlift, what you're primarily focusing on is pushing those hips back before you start bending your knees. So when you go back, you're going to bring it down. When the weight reaches about your knee and you can't push back any farther, that's when you start bending, and then you push those hips forward to come back up, all right? Biggest thing, don't round your back to come down farther. You only go as far as you can, all right? Now, we're going to start off with 6 regular deadlifts with our dumbbells. I'm going to be using 12 pounds for each dumbbell, and we're going to get a 1-minute rest, and then we'll get into our next one, okay? All right, so here we go. Grab your dumbbells, get in your deadlift, pronated grip on those. Here we go. Hips back, bend. Keep the bar close to you. 1. Hips back, bend. Hips back. All right, that was 3. Here we go. Keep going. Keep pushing those hips back. We're really focusing on the back of those legs. And 6. All right. All right, now we get a 1-minute rest, and then we're going to move into staggered deadlifts. So staggered deadlifts, what you're going to do is you're going to have one foot planted and the other back behind you supporting. Make sure that those feet are staggered, that way you have balance. You're going to put your weight in the opposite hand that's forward, and you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to push your hips back, down, and up. So hips back, down, and then up. All right? We're going to do 4 for each leg and then get another minute rest. So the mistakes that are primarily made, like I said, are rounding the back, lifting with locked knees. Never lock your knees. In the total opposite direction, squatting way too much, okay? And the biggest thing, don't bring the bars away from you. The bars should roll down your legs. So we've got about 5 seconds. So 4 each leg, and then we get a minute rest, okay? So I'm going to start with my left leg forward, so weight in my right hand. Here we go. Ready, and push those hips back, bend, and up. Hips back, and up. Remember to keep your weight on that front foot. Hips back, down, and up. All right, last one. Hips down. There we go. All right, now switch sides. We're putting a lot of emphasis now on which leg we're doing, okay? All right, so hips back, down, and up. All right, here we go. Down, and up. Down, and up. All right, that was all 4. So now we get a minute rest, all right? And then we're getting into now our more unstable of the variations. The hardest one, we're doing single leg deadlifts. So again, whichever leg is planted, you're going to have the weight in the opposite hand. You're going to push, you're going to have that leg up, push those hips back, down, and up. Hips back, down, and up. That other leg should go back when you bend over, all right? So we're working the gluteus maximus, the hamstrings, and the erector spinae primarily with these. We're working a lot of back here. We're trying to strengthen it. This will help with stability. This will help with your posture, and it builds core strength because we're engaging our core the whole time, okay? All right. So we got about 5 seconds. So I'm going to start with my left foot down again, all right? All right. 3, 2, 1, and push those hips back and up. Push those hips back and up. Remember to keep a straight back, all right? Back and up. One of the things, so we're going to switch sides now because we've done our 4. So 4 each side. One of the things I find that helps is sticking an arm out to really help with that balance. All right, that was 2. Push those hips back. And 3. Last one. And 4. Still using our dumbbells. Now we're going to work on our arms. So we're going to be focusing primarily on our triceps, the back of the arms right over here. So we're going to be doing tricep. We're going to be working the triceps using skull crushers. So skull crushers, what we're going to start out with, you're going to have your neutral grip. So that means your hands are gripping it sideways. So you're going to be holding your weight like this. You're going to find your bench and you're going to lay down 5-point contact. You're going to put your hands right above your shoulders. You're not going to move anything else. And you're just going to bend 90 degrees and then up. Okay? So we're going to be doing 8 of those with a 1-minute rest, and then we'll get into our more difficult ones. Okay? All right. So just like I just showed, 90 degrees, slow and controlled, 5-point contact, neutral grip. All right, here we go. 8 reps, 1 minute. Here we go. Really feel the burn in those triceps. Here we go. Ready, set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. So now we get, sorry, I apologize. So now we get a minute rest. What we're going to do next are also skull crushers, but this time your hands are going to be more unstable because you're going to have 2 dumbbells, and you're going to have to, instead of letting the dumbbell hold your hands together and control it, your elbows may move. So that's one of the bigger mistakes, is flaring your elbows out. Another mistake is using too heavy of a weight. If your weight is too heavy, you're never going to be able to get the full range of motion that you should reach with these triceps, with the dips in your triceps. You're going to just collapse, okay? Another one is not fully controlling the movement. You don't want to let it drop and then pick it up. You want to control down and control up, all right? And you don't want to fully extend your arms to the top, so you lock out your elbows. You want to get up there, keep a slight bend, okay? And you don't want to rely on momentum. Like I said, not rushing. So we have about 5 seconds. So grab your weights. I'm using 12. All right, we're still in that neutral grip, so hands facing each other. Ready? So you're going to be down. Quick demonstration, you're going to be down and up, okay? So 8 of these, and then we get another minute rest. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. There we go. You can put your weights down. All right. We get another minute rest, and we're on to our last variation. So this last variation, now, instead of a neutral grip, you're going to have the pronated grip, so palms facing down. But when you're laying down, they're going to be more face up. So the way this is going to happen is you're going to be facing with your palms up, both your dumbbells. You're going to come down, and you're going to go up. This is going to create a lot of instability and a lot of awkward movements. So this primarily works your triceps brachii, your rectus abdominis, so abdominal muscles, because you are engaging your core to lift this. You're working your deltoids and your biceps. Whenever you have that opposite movement, you're contracting your bicep. All right, so we're going to be strengthening. So the benefits are you're going to be strengthening your triceps. We're going to be improving your overall upper body strength and stability. Like I said, this is a very controlled movement. So we have about 5 seconds. Grab your dumbbells. Get on your bench. Here we go. So up, pronated grip. Remember, pronated. So in this case, since we're laying down, your palms are going to be facing up by the end. We're going to be doing 8 of these. All right. Ready, set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we go. Last one. You got it. And 8. Woo! Good job. Now we're going to do good mornings. Good mornings are a hinge of the hips and a slight bend in the knee to work a lot of the muscles back here, and I'll name them in a second. But right now we're going to start with 10 reps of seated good mornings. This is our easiest variation. For seated good mornings, you're going to hold the bar behind your neck, on your shoulders. You're going to hinge forward and sit back up and engage that core. So I'm going to use 55-pound bar. That's what I can consistently do for a good morning for 10 reps. We're going to do these and get a 1-minute rest. So grab your bar, place it in the center. Let's get started in our good mornings. Get a good grip, wide-footed stance. When you hinge forward, don't round your back. Keep straight. And 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, there we go, feel it. 3, 4, 5, 6. Really engage that core so you feel it in your back muscles. All right, and that was 10. So re-rack your weight. So now we're going to move on to our second most difficult variation, which is our kneeling good mornings. Now, common mistakes in a good morning in general is rounding the back and not engaging the core. You want to engage the core. That way you really feel it back here. You want to, when you lean forward, make sure you're pushing your hips back. That's another thing that isn't commonly done. So we need to push the hips back when we are doing our good mornings. Another thing is using too much weight. I'm using 55 pounds, like I said, because that's a good weight for me. Sitting the bar in an improper spot. Sitting the bar in an improper spot means it's too high on your neck or it's too far down and it's just sitting way back on your back. It needs to be right at the bridge of your shoulders and neck so you have a good support. All right, we got about 5 seconds. So when you do these, it'll be the same thing. You're going to kick your hips back to feel it. All right, so kick your hips back on your knees, feet down, 10 of them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go, almost there. 9 and 10. All right. So now we're going to do actual good mornings. These ones are going to be standing, same thing. You're going to be standing, slight bend in the knees with the mistakes I talked about in mind. You're going to hinge your hips back until your chest is almost parallel with the floor. And then you're going to push your hips back forward to stand up. The muscles that are primarily used during this exercise are the hamstrings, the gluteus maximus, and the lower back, so your erector spinae. And the benefits of this are they strengthen and improve posture, so your posture muscles, so your erector spinae, and all the ones back there. They're going to improve your flexibility because they make you go down farther, and they strengthen all of the muscles I talked about. So the gluteus, the hamstrings, they're going to strengthen all of those. All right. So we have 5 seconds. So get your bar in place. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 10 of them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Push those hips back and keep those knees bent. All right. Straight back and an engaged core. All right. That was 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, almost there, keep breathing, and 10. All right, re-rack your weight. Good job. Still sticking with our bar rack. Now we're going to do our upper body, and we're going to be doing rows. So what we're going to start off with is our inverted row. An inverted row is you're going to be under your bar. You're going to be legs straight out, supinated grip, so palms up. You're going to grip the bar, and you're going to pull yourself until your chest hits the bar. And you're going to pull your elbows back and squeeze your scapula together. Okay? So we're going to be doing 6 of those at the 1 minute rest. And let's go ahead and get started. Your bar, you should be able to reach it when you're just sitting here like this. You're going to go up, and you're going to pull yourself up. So we're going to do 6 of those at the 1 minute rest. So here we go. Ready, set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So now we get a 1 minute rest. So now we're going to be doing actual rows standing up. So still with our barbell, use a weight that's comfortable for you. I'm using 45 pounds. We're going to be, don't lock out your knees. That is a common mistake. And don't round your back. Straight back, bent knees. You're going to be still with your supinated grip. You're going to be gripping the bar right outside your knees, and you're going to pull back. One of the mistakes is letting your elbows flare out or trying to curl the weight. You want to bring it back so your scapula squeeze together. All right? So we've got about 15 seconds. So grab your weight.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
All right, we've got about 5 seconds. Here we go. All right, so supinated grip. Remember, bend the knees. Don't round your back. And don't curl the weight. Here we go. 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So now we get another minute rest, and we're going to jump into what are called gorilla rows. So now we're going to switch our grip and widen it. So we're going to go pronated, so overhand, over the bar, and we're going to, same position, just widen out your hands instead of being right outside your knees. They're going to be a little bit wider, and you're going to still row and squeeze those scapula together, okay? So the biggest muscles that are worked here are the latissimus dorsi, so back here, the ones back here, the trapezius at your neck and down your back, the posterior deltoids, so back here on your shoulder, and then also your erector spinae, so the muscles right down here at the lower back. This is good for if you have back pain. Really lock out your core, though. That's another mistake. If you don't lock out your core, it's going to hurt your back more, okay? So we have about 10 seconds. So this will build back and arm strength, and this will improve your posture and improve your muscle stability, all right? So here we go. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do 6 of them. Here we go. Wide grip, pronated, and 1, 2, 3. Don't shrug. Make sure you're squeezing those scapula. Last one. All right. Very good. All right. Now we're going to get into our cool down stretches. These are going to stretch everything we've just used. So we're going to do child's pose to seal, and I'll show you what that is. Child's pose is going to stretch your latissimus dorsi, all right, and your obliques. It's going to get all of the muscles right there at the back. And seal is going to stretch those abdominals, okay? So the abdominis, the rectus abdominis, all right? So child's pose, you're going to sit back, really try to push your face towards the ground, hands forward. Now the seal, push up. You can look up to get a deeper stretch if you'd like. And then you sit back again, and then we go back in the seal. So we're going to do that about 10 times, okay? All right, so here we go. Start in child's and switch to seal. So There we go. 2. Breathe out on child. Breathe in on seal. 3. 4. 5. Since we're sitting back, we're also stretching those hamstrings while we're doing this. So this is just a really good multi-purpose stretch. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Alright, very nice. So now we're going to do a quadricep stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay down and we're going to pull one of our legs right here and we're just going to lay back as far as we can, all right? If you can lay all the way down to the ground, feel free. If you can only go right here on your hands, so if you can only go right here on your hands, also okay. If you can go down to your elbows, that works. And we're going to do about 30 seconds each side, okay? All right. So I'm going to start with my left leg bent, and I'm going to lean back onto my elbows, okay? So 30 seconds. Here we go. This is going to stretch your rectus femoris. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, switch legs. And 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, very nice. Now we're going to do hamstring extension pulls for 30 seconds. So those, for those, you're going to lay down. You're going to grab your leg around your ankle and you're going to pull backwards. If you can straighten your leg and just hold it there, feel free. If you can pull it farther back towards your head, feel free. This is a stretch to your flexibility, all right? So we're going to do that for 30 seconds on each leg, all right? So I'm going to start by pulling my left leg back. This is a good stretch for me, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right. You're really going to feel it in those hamstrings, okay? So grab your next ankle, pull back, straighten to where you can. 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Alright, nice job. So, now we're going to do a straddle stretch. They call this the pancake stretch. You're going to stretch your legs out and you're going to reach forward. This is going to stretch all inside your hamstrings, but this is also going to stretch those hips, so those hip adductors and abductors, because you're pushing your legs out as far as you can, so your adductors are also getting stretched when you do this, all right? So you're going to find your good length, and you're going to keep your back straight, and you're going to reach forward, okay? We're going to do that for 30 seconds, all right? All right, 30 seconds, reaching forward. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right, now we're going to stretch even more of those adductors, and we're going to do the butterfly stretch, all right? So we're really attacking those hips. All right, so butterfly stretch, press your feet together, and if you can push your knees down to the floor to deepen the stretch, or you can bring your feet closer to your body, feel free. 30 seconds, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right. So now you can go on your knees if you like, and we're going to be doing overhead tricep pull. So you're going to put one of your arms behind your head, you're going to grab your elbow, and you're going to pull and reach that hand down between your shoulder blades as deep as you can, all right? All right, here we go. 30 seconds for stretching our tricep brachii right there, all right? Ready, set, and go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. All right, other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right, very nice. All right, now we have our cross-body shoulder stretch. So you're going to take your arm, pull it across your body, go hook behind your elbow, and pull that other arm across. You're going to feel that in your deltoids all the way back here, all right? So we're going to do our cross-body stretch. Here we go. 30 seconds. Ready, set, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. All right, everybody. Good job. Thank you for being here. That's the end of our workout.